You want to go on mute there? All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We had attempted, this is a second attempt. We had attempted to do this video at 12:45 p.m., but it turns out the chat functionality on the video has to be activated after the video starts. Just seems to be some oddities or uniqueness with the software. So looks like we have it going now. So if you had attempted to watch the video previously, I apologize. We have it running now, and if you're seeing it afterwards as an archive video, well, here we go. Thanks for watching. So first off, wanted to talk about refunds for IoT Fuse, just to make sure that this message goes out there for everybody who's been in the IoT Fuse community previously and was wondering what we're going to do rolling forward. We've basically set up a virtual event rather than a physical event, and our thought is let's try to make lemonade out of this whole situation. And so if you want more information on that, just go down. If you're on the iotfuse.com/updates and you go down, we have some different codes that you can use. Just contact us, email us, and we will give you the refund or conversion or donation, that whichever direction you'd like to go with this. And then we'll get you added on to the new site if you want to go forward with the digital event. So that being said, that was yesterday's video. Today I'm going to talk about, first off, we had somebody on social media contact us asking about the event venue. I had previously been on the hook for the event venue fees and got released from that. It was either yesterday or the day before. That was a very stressful situation. But I think with the emergency order, executive order that was enacted, they weren't going to go forward with any events. I will say that it was very slow, the whole process of basically saying, hey, there's a massive health crisis here, that's equivalent to a national emergency. That was extremely frustrating for me as a small business owner. And I might be, maybe I'm the only one, but I think that this maybe opens up some interesting opportunities to discuss how do we organize our society moving forward in terms of public-private spaces like that. What is the Minneapolis Convention Center? It's basically a large facility owned by the taxpayers. And I think how it has been set up in the past is for large entities to put together massive events and being able to massive trade shows and being able to, utilize that and effectively sell that space. Seems to be that the venue itself, has to really have tight controls, but there doesn't seem to be any exceptions for local businesses or small businesses or even just communities or nonprofits to be able to use that space. There's a lot of space there that doesn't go utilized, and it seems like in the future, who knows what will happen with the event industry overall. It seems like it's going to there's really going to be a lot of changes, if not half or total collapse. So maybe this is a good opportunity to discuss this type of thing. When you look at the US Bank Stadium, that there's a park next to the stadium that, by my understanding, is privately owned. It's a privately owned park that the people who own the stadium have control over. These are the types of things that I think we as a society going forward need to start questioning after, and while we're going through this, what space do we have and how do we use the space to rebuild? How do we keep things moving forward? So if there's anything I can learn from this whole experience and maybe share, it's, let's think about that whole space. But what I really wanted to talk about today was more remote work. And I want to ask, how can I help? If anybody is out there watching, I have a lot of experience setting up all sorts of connectivity, webcams, Internet of Things devices, from having done workshops, Internet of Things workshops over the last 3 years. And I've learned a lot about setting up connectivity in high pressure situations. Even setting up this video here and making sure that it goes and gets broadcasted on our website has been a high pressure situation. But it's basically, I would say, I'm here. So first off, I'd like to know from anybody who's watching, are you working from home right now, or are you working still at an office? And why? If you're at work, why? What are the reasons? Is it because you can't not be at work? I was talking with somebody who works at a grocery store just recently, and she's 65 years old. She said, I'm a smoker. I'm in the highest risk pool, and there's people walking around here coughing, and that's just sounds so wrong to me, that people are put in that situation right now. And I think, I'd like to know more about what challenges people have, if they do have challenges with their employer or as an employer, transitioning to remote work in this time. My mother currently works, and she's 67, and her employer won't let her work from home. It's very, very frustrating to me. It's a facility that has a lot of public visitors. But her job is something that she could be working from home. It's basically Excel spreadsheets, but just because of the culture and because of the mentality, I think they're not allowing her to do that. And I don't see this as a Minnesota winter storm that we have to weather through, and maybe you come in the afternoon. I think I have the suspicion that a lot of people still see what's going on as, well, we have to just kind of wait it out a little bit. And then, if you quarantine from, on Fridays, that's okay, because, the virus only comes out on Fridays. It doesn't seem like people are being logical. And I understand that there's a lot of existential threats to a lot of businesses. I really understand that, because I run an events business. My whole event is gone. So I guess I'm not trying to gripe if you are a business owner, but I'm trying to get this conversation going and see, how can I help? Again, I have a lot of experience, and if your employer isn't allowing you to work from home, let me know, or if you feel comfortable, and let me know if I can help in any way. I think that so for me, we've had a remote staff here running this conference for years. I've had remote workers from other countries. I've basically set things up that we can have a remote work situation. And I'll just show you right here how things are set up. We basically have all of our remote workers on this Google Hangouts. You can see we've got somebody from the Philippines, somebody from Serbia, and a couple of folks in St. Paul. That's how I have things set up here. I'm the only one in the office because I've got networking equipment and so forth that I have to set up and test. I'm still working through how to set up this whole remote event. But basically, if I can do it, then hopefully I can help you and your workplace. Then I also wanted to talk about hospital bed utilization. Just basically wanted to share an article and share an image that I saw earlier today. So I'll just share my screen here. Basically, this is an article from ProPublica showing a projection from today. This is just from today, the 18th of March, how many, what would be our hospital bed utilization over the next 18 months, 12 months, and 6 months, given where basically different rates of infection of adults. So this column here is 20%, here's 40%, here's 60%. And as you can see, the more people who are infected, the more beds are going to be utilized. And the farther down we go, which means the nearer in time, the faster people get infected, the just the worse off we are. And red means basically two patients for every hospital bed. Green means basically up to 0. Yellow means 1, like every single bed is full. So, if we're sitting here, let's say, after a year, we have 40% of people infected. We've got every single bed in the U.S. Full, every single hospital bed. Even if it's 20% over 12 months, where we don't have a lot of space. So that basically means people are going to die. And I think that's fairly well established right now. And regardless of what the public order is, I think we as private citizens have a duty to try to figure out how to deal with this. I think this is what we're seeing is basically digital transformation on a grand scale. We have to figure out how to adapt. We have to figure out how to help humanity move forward. And again, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. And let me know if you have any ideas or anything you'd like to share with us about what we could teach you, or if there's anybody I could talk to. Let me know. Other than that, stay safe. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and I'll try to log in again tomorrow. I'll try to log in every day if I can, and love to get more